Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today I just want to shoot the breeze and play Red Dead Redemption 2. It took me a little while to get hold of a copy of this game, but that was deliberate. I very specifically wanted to buy the game brand new as opposed to used because I want some of that money to go back to Rockstar and therefore supporting the jobs of the people who made the game. I've heard so much about crunch over the past few months, where in the days, weeks, and months leading up to the release of this game, but also other games and other companies, developers are having to work hundreds of hours, like a 100-hour week, for example, in order to meet an arbitrary deadline. And while I think that actually best practice should be that you don't have to meet an arbitrary deadline set by a board, rather you work for the benefit of your employees, and if the game needs longer, you take longer to make the game. That, at the moment, isn't the state of play. And so I'd much rather support the company and help to maintain those people's jobs while advocating for unionization, for example. I think there is a movement, a growing movement, for people who make games to become part of a union. But anyway, it's a difficult path to walk, and I'm trying to, in this case, do my best to walk that path ethically. Because I think, despite the crunch, those guys really produced something beautiful in Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm a huge fan of the previous game, although it is actually a sequel to this title. This is a prequel to the original Red Dead Redemption. And in the original Red Dead Redemption, I thought we had a beautiful and near perfect cowboy simulator. A game which, without a doubt, had some niggling problems, some Rockstar issues that often rear their ugly heads in GTA, for example, and LA Noire in terms of, say, the control scheme. But an attention to detail and an atmosphere and a character-driven story that just made you want to live in that world. And with Red Dead Redemption 2, they've built on that and really grounded you and the character that you play as, Arthur Morgan, in the Old West. It's all the little things that I really appreciate in this game. It's the fact that Arthur's hair and beard grow over time, and you can choose how you're going to style his hair, maybe with pomade, or possibly get his hair cut. You can be clean shaven. You can do anything you want to, essentially. But crucially, it's not like a character select screen in that sense, where you select your look and you're stuck with it. Arthur will become more shaggy over time, and it's up to you to deal with that. You also have to deal with his hunger. You have this idea of health cores, Deadeye core, and also stamina core, I believe. And if you don't eat, then you're more likely to get your life depleted more quickly. If you don't look after your horse, similarly, if you don't clean the horse, if you don't feed the horse, if you don't exercise the horse won't develop and won't be healthy. Now, on the face of it, this stuff could also be seen as a chore. I absolutely understand how it is that some players don't like the busy work, arguably, that's in this game. But the point is, all of this busy work is there for a reason. It benefits you to live in the game, and in that sense, it enforces a pace of life, of a living world, in that sense. And you end up feeling as though you're playing a game that's somewhere in the middle between a Sergio Leone western and a TV series like, say, Deadwood, or even something like Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, actually, because the concerns of daily life have to be your concern. Otherwise, your character, your Arthur Morgan, will not make it through the day. I really appreciate, in a very similar way, details such as, well, something that we can see on the high street here in Valentine. If we just go up to the main street, where the mud itself forms and changes around the hooves and the feet of people who drive down the road. Let's slow my horse down a little bit. You can see the mud splashes around the hooves. The tracks on the floor will change as a cart drives its way down the street, although this guy's about to try and cross in front of me. Get out of my way. There we go. Trying to catch up with the track. There we go. You see, look, see? The tracks of that cart being formed in the mud. It's just gorgeous. And so you have two benefits there in terms of all these details. You have that sense of pace, and you have that sense of realism that makes this probably my favourite realistic, inverted commas, open world game. My go-to open world title is probably... Oh, is that my horse pooping? Yes, it was. Nice pile of poop. My go-to open world title is probably Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it probably will be for a good long while. But that said, though, my favourite Zelda game is still very much Zelda Link's Awakening on Game Boy, and soon to be re-released or modified in some fashion on Switch. And in that sense, it's possible to have more than one favourite Zelda, as it were. In fact, I have many favourite Zeldas. I like them all in some way. This is my favourite realistic open world simulator. I love the fact that you can organically discover things in the world. So, for example, I don't want to spoil it, but if you look in the back windows of some of the buildings in towns, you might come across nefarious activities that you can take advantage of. I'll leave that there. You can fall afoul of people. Sometimes you will just offend people without meaning to. I've been shot several times. In fact, my lovely wife was watching, and I didn't figure out, and I had no idea what the heck I was doing wrong. But I think I was talking to a prisoner in the sheriff's office, and the deputy didn't like that I was talking to the prisoner. So I could just hear mumbling in the background, kind of like, "This is your last warning," this kind of thing. And then I got shot. So there are social rules that you have to pay attention to. There is the fact that you can spend hours playing poker. So let's have a go at a round of poker, shall we? Let's see. I'm no good at poker. I have no real idea what it is I'm looking for, but let's give it a go. So my cards: Ace of Diamonds, Eight of Spades. Okay. I win. Okay, that wasn't really a round. I think everyone sort of folded there because their cards are so bad. Let's try again. So big blind, small blind. Now you could do this in Red Dead Redemption. I remember doing this an awful lot in one of the backwater towns. They had a brilliant saloon in that game. But Valentine's Saloon is pretty good. It's a nice place to spend some time playing cards. 6 high. Okay, I'll call. The voice acting in this game is excellent. Absolutely excellent. I'll call again. Go on. And actually, Arthur Morgan is quickly becoming my favourite of the characters, protagonists in this series. A younger version, I'll check. A younger version of John Marston is in this game, because as I say, it's a prequel to Red Dead Redemption. Go on then, call. Check. And the voice actor reprises his role as John Marston. In fact, at the beginning of the game, you meet John in very particular circumstances. I don't want to spoil them if you haven't played the game. But I was like, is that John Marston? That's John Marston. Brilliant. It was like finding an old friend or revisiting an old friend. And Arthur Morgan here, is partly because of the voice actor, but also because of his character actually becoming, I think, my favourite of the two. Go on, I'll call. Why not? Yeah. Hey, I won! See, I have no idea what I'm doing playing poker, but I won! Ah, 5 of 5 poker hands won. Cool, excellent. Right, well that's me. I'm going to leave now on a win. Thank you very much. I'm exiting. Now, like this purple costume that I purchased this at a town called Strawberry. I quite like it. It's not entirely in keeping with the character, but I like it. It's a little touch of luxury in an otherwise difficult world. Oh, also speaking of a difficult world, I love how. So let's get off here. I love how in the hotel here, early on in the game, you intervene in a situation in the hotel, shall we say, and and the guy remembers you. I don't care to see a repeat of past behaviour.
It's you. Yes, it is. Last time I checked. I really don't need any more trouble.
You
I
see?
didn't come to make any. I was just protecting a lady.
Well, all behind us now, I suppose. So what is it you need? A bath, perhaps?
No, I don't need a bath. I'm going to leave. But again, there's this sort of persistent uh, memory of your actions, your behaviour, whether or not you've been a criminal in the recent past in this area, you've been wanted, or you've had a bounty on your head. There's also the fact that yeah, if you smash up someone's hotel, they're going to remember you, and that's brilliant. It all adds to that sense of living in the world. But as I say, that sort of pace of the game that I just love. I can't get enough of it. I really can't. So I'm gonna hitch my horse here, and barber's saloon. No, I want to go in the general store. Where is it? Drugs. Where's the general store gone? Oh, it's down here. There we go. General store. In the general store, or in all of the stores actually,
Have a look around.
there's the ability to browse the shelves, take a look at what's there, purchase things off the shelves, so cans of peaches, cans of baked beans. Then you've got fish and salmon there. You've got what else? Is this coffee? No, hair pomade or pomade, hair gel basically. That's pretty cool. Got candy over here in the middle.
Some of the fellers who play poker down at Flat Neck Station said they had some clergyman in. Drunk out of his mind.
That's a
These
store.
homeless folks come trudging in here all the time now. What is this place coming to?
I was going to say that's a story element. The poker players. I won't spoil that. I love that in each shop you have the catalogue that can be browsed. These are actually based
Everything in
on
that is available for purchase.
early 20th century catalogues, and if we zoom into to the page R2, we can see all of this detail here that really didn't have to be there. It is the occasional policy of our house to supply the customer on every aspect of goods when they buy and save them money. All stock is delivered direct from our warehouse. Payments on all goods accepted in cash. The feeling
I get all kinds of coots coming in here.
of these catalogues is just gorgeous, and when you compare it to real world catalogues of a similar vein, they compare really very well. With all these sort of lovely little, if we go back a page, lovely little details like the
I guarantee you all that is right from the farm.
where's the? Can we go down? No, I want to go down to the read. No. Anyway, that advert there. This book will be sent for free to any address. Got some people there on the trail in the ad. Look at that hair advert there. Just go over. No, not this page. The other page.
Being the main store in town, people come to depend on you.
No, there we go. There we go. Hair tonic.
Pretty fast.
Look at that glorious beard and hair. Apparently, all you need to do is drink some hair tonic. We positively guarantee that it works. Now, the shopkeep does talk a bit too much for his own good, and sometimes it's stuff like that that drags you out of the game.
Well, it's always here if you want to take another look.
because he's clearly an NPC. But anyway, I want to sell him some skins. I've been carrying them around on my horse for a while now.
Sure, I'm always willing to stack up.
Let's see. Can I sell him some skins? Oh, actually, I can't. I need to sell the skins to the butcher. Okay, well, let's go and do that. Okay. Now I need my horse close to me because the skin's on the horse. Come on. Press up on the D-pad to whistle. Just going to run over to the butcher. There we go. There we go. Hello, butcher. Sell. Now we've got some. There we go. So I've got 2 pure wolf pelts, 75 cents each. I'll sell those 2. And a snake pelt. Wolf heart. Oh shit, someone got shot. Oh no. Well, for once it's not me doing the shooting. And I'm not in trouble. That's fine by me. What's going on there? Challenge to a duel. Where are you? I can't see. I cannot see who's challenging me. Well, that's fine by me. I don't want to get into a duel just now. But this is precisely the reason why I wanted to play this game today, is that it just feels like you're just exploring a world, and things happen independently of you. Story arcs and beats just unfold in the landscape. And there's also a really nice addition to this game that compared to Red Dead Redemption, I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate it. And that is that you can change the look of the compass or the map at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So if we were to go to the map and set a waypoint, for example, so let's say Caster's Ridge, there we go, waypoint. The compass or the map at the bottom there just gives me a direction, and I go in that direction. Now, in the previous Red Dead Redemption, the compass looked something like that, and I would find myself riding along the road, just looking at the red line like a sat nav, and thinking about, okay, when's the turning coming up? Okay, keep on going straight. Oh, here's the turning now. So I'd look at the map, around about now, turn right, and off we go. And I'm not really looking at the landscape. I'm not reading the road. I'm not appreciating the beauty of the world around me. But in this game, if you hold down, you can go to an expanded view if you really want. You can go to a compass, which is what I prefer. It just gives you a direction. You have to keep your eyes on the road, or you can turn it off entirely. It helps you as a player live in the world. Again, they've just perfected this cowboy simulation. Anyway, I've been helping these guys with some of their troubles while they've been building a house. Let's see how they're doing. Where's Pop? Is he over here? Howdy.
Hello again, good to see you again.
Uh-huh.
We're moving along slowly, but less than surely. I got more chance of teaching a pig to sing opera than to turn this pair into carpenters.
These are his sons who are trying to build a house. Earlier, there were some guys who were trying to extort protection money from them, and I scared off those guys. Well, scared off, aka shot them. But I like helping out these guys while they're building their house. When you first bump into them, actually, there's no roof, there's no walls. One of the frames collapses as you pass by. It's a sense of being in a world and seeing this progress happen over time. Seeing these guys building this house, putting up the walls, around the chimney stack that's been there from early on. It's just a pleasure to play.
What the hell's your problem?
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, I bumped into him. Oops. For now, I'm quite happy to be just living in this world. And as I say, my go-to, especially when I'm on the go on the Switch, is Zelda Breath of the Wild. And in some respects, Zelda Breath of the Wild is still a better game. This game isn't perfect. It doesn't have the same attention to detail when it comes to physics, for example, as Zelda Breath of the Wild. Fire, for example. Oh, I need to feed my horse. Okay. Let's see. Provision. No. I don't want to do that. Don't want to look at my journal. Oh, actually, this is gorgeous as well. This is really, bearing in mind that Rockstar is the company that produced L.A. Noire, they really learned from that in terms of the veracity of documents going in and out of buildings, facial animations. Again, it all just adds to that sense of world building. Anyway, I need to feed my horse, so I'm gonna horse feed it a carrot. There you go. That's better. Ooh, horse bonding maximum, level 4. Nice. Yeah, the attention to detail in the physics is not as good in this game. So fire, for example, doesn't spread. It won't accidentally set yourself on fire if you walk past a campsite, for example, or campfire. Which, I understand that in the real world you wouldn't set yourself on fire because you wouldn't walk through the campfire. But in Zelda Breath of the Wild, if you're dumb enough to walk through a fire, you will go on fire, and the fire will get out of control. Despite the beauty of this game, and also actually little details like, for example, again, this is wonderful as well. So you can use some binoculars in this game to survey the land, and look at that effect. Like the lens has been a little bit scratched, it's a bit blurry on the edge, the focus isn't quite right there, but it gives you this sense of just exploration that's just so welcome. But despite that, despite all of this beauty, all of this as I was saying, this veracity, you are sometimes thrown out of that by the fact that things like fire, sometimes occasionally things like gravity, the wind doesn't really seem to be that much of an issue in this game in terms of the direction of wind. That said though, when you're hunting, direction of wind does come into it. So if you if you click the right and left sticks at the same time, you get this sort of instinct view, and you can see that Arthur's scent is coming off him in a certain direction there. Let's see if I can get the scent to spread. Where is it? There it is. So you just about see it there. You see? There it is. There's his scent. So you can tell if you're up or downwind of an animal when you're trying to hunt them in the landscape. That's something else actually as well. Hunting in this game is a real delivery on an age-old promise, on a promise that's been around for the better part of a decade in computer games. Specifically, I remember with Assassin's Creed 3, they were making such a big thing, Ubisoft were, of the fact that you'd have to hunt for animals, and you'd have to skin them and get resources to make objects in the landscape and to survive in that world. And while to a certain extent I think they did nail elements of, say, Connor's traversal of the landscape while he was going from tree to tree in Assassin's Creed 3 and climbing rocks and things. This game makes hunting, makes resource collection, makes cooking and crafting not only detailed and satisfying, but also actually crucial to living in the world. If you want to make a few quick bucks, go hunting, get some pelts, get some high quality pelts, don't shoot a squirrel with a shotgun. Use your bow and arrow. If you want to make a few quick meals to eat on the trail, then again you can do that. Set up a camp, cook over the fire, store them in your satchel. It's all adding to that, to precisely again that thing that I started out by praising, that sense of being grounded in a world. I love that you have this as well, these weather effects that realistically settle in the landscape. This mist that almost blinds you because the sun's scattering and refracting in the atmosphere. It's gorgeous and it's very realistic. But again, a slight weakness is that there doesn't seem to be some of the same weather dangers as there is, for example, in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Lightning, so far at least, I haven't come across a lightning storm where I felt like I was going to get struck if I was holding, for example, a metal object in the middle of a storm. There's also been a little hint, I think, of things maybe getting a bit slippier in the rain, but again, nothing like the extremes in terms of the way in which weather can hamper your progress. Oh, tree's falling the wrong way. Where is it? Where is it? Oh! Oh no! What's happened? Oh, someone's trapped. Okay, let's go and help. Yeah, let's lift the tree. Oh man, lift trunk. Okay. Come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Oh. Well, that guy's broken his leg, hasn't he? Geez.
We've done all we can for you. Come back for your money at the end of the week. I can't pay you in full for today, of course.
Again, you see the need for unions. You break your leg while you're on an Old West logging or working for an Old West logging company. Oh, actually, can we help him? Was that finished? Where's he gone? Let's see if I can speak to him. Oh yeah, I'll give him some money. There you go. I'm far too nice.
Yeah, Foreman's a real bastard, ain't he? Here, you should help you get back on your feet.
There we go.
You're a good man.
Well, I try. But yeah, so if you're working for an Old West logging company, you need to be in a union because they won't pay you for the day that you break your leg. But it's stuff like that, the way that the story unfolds quite naturally in the landscape, that you'll just come across these events. And also, crucially, sometimes you'll miss events. Sometimes you come in after the fact and you see the effect of maybe someone getting trapped in a bear trap, or perhaps someone's been hunted down by a bounty hunter, and you need to decide how you're going to intervene now that they're in trouble. Now I'm tempted. Shall we go hunting? Okay, let's go hunting. I'm gonna get off my horse. I need to get my bow from the horse. So horse cargo. No, not horse cargo. Horse weapons. L1, and we'll go for. Let's see. Bow. There we go. And let's see, let's bring up the smells. Ah, no recent tracks, okay. Well, we definitely saw some deer heading down here. Oh, I'm going to crouch now. Oh, that's a turkey. It's a big-ass turkey. Should we go for some turkey? Yeah, let's see if we can get some turkey. Okay. There he is, okay. So crouch. Draw, and now you also, because of the fact that you are surrounded by animals that move and act and behave quite lifelike, and you have to work to hunt them as well, and they don't immediately become food. For example, in Breath of the Wild, so arguably one of the weaknesses is the fact that you shoot something and it becomes like drumsticks immediately. You feel that a kill, especially because all the kills are accompanied by, for example, blood on the ground, sometimes you have to finish off the animal as well. A kill is something that you always have to respect. So if you kill an animal, you have to make use of it. And it shows you Arthur making use of the animal as well. Okay. So I can't skin the animal? Maybe take some feathers? Well, okay, I'll take it back, put it on my horse. Eastern wild turkey. That's pretty cool. But it's the fact that he walks, Arthur walks from place to place. You can't do the paragliding, which I praised so much when I was saying that I had been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and found myself wanting to paraglide and beat up people as I could in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Well, actually, in this game, I don't miss the paragliding. It's interesting, actually. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, while full of stuff to do, feels much more like it's full of busy work, full of stuff that's designed to fill up your time. Whereas, quite reasonably, actually, hunting isn't just something that fills up your time. It's something that you physically have to do, and that's fine, because, as I say, this is the best darned cowboy simulator ever made. Okay, so what next? Let's head this way, I suppose. Now, I remember watching Jim Sterling's video on Red Dead Redemption 2, and he sort of complained how the way that everything has an animation. So, for example, just then Arthur put his bow back in his saddle. When you loot bodies, for example, there's an animation associated with that, and it just sort of adds time to everything that you do. He complained about that, but also in that sense, I think he's probably he's hypersensitive to it, because there are there's good time wasting and there's bad time wasting, if that's what I mean. So in like a free-to-play mobile game, if you have to wait 5 hours for some energy to recharge or something like that, or you could pay some money to recharge that energy immediately, then that's bad time wasting. That's time wasting that's designed to make you fed up and waste your money or pay money to make that time pass more quickly. In this game, in my humble opinion, this is good time wasting, or rather a good let's head to strawberry, a good portrayal of a slower pace of life, a slower world, where again, if you're doing that RPG element, there's a real impetus to role play in this world. And so, yeah, hunting a turkey, putting that turkey on your horse, riding it back to the nearest town to sell some turkey, just takes some time. And it's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly what I wanted. There's a prisoner who's being transported there. Now, I haven't tried multiplayer yet in this game, and I heard that it had a bit of a rough start in terms of figuring out the online market for goods and services, this kind of thing, and also some people were complaining about some farming loopholes being closed, and the similar teething problems. But I look forward to trying out the game in multiplayer when I'm a bit more comfortable with the game in single player. I still make the occasional mistake, I've been known to accidentally rugby tackle someone in the middle of the street because I press the wrong button, and they fall to the ground, and suddenly I'm a wanted man. That just happens. That's okay. I can live with it, but it's something that I don't want to happen when I'm dealing with another player, because they'll just shoot me. So I'm yet to play multiplayer, but when I do, you're welcome to join me. I am now I just squashed the squirrel. Oh dear. I am now online, as it were. I'm paying my PSN membership at the moment, So I think I've gone past Strawberry. Oh well, let's keep on going. PSN membership. So yeah, so definitely when I'm finally online. If you have a copy of this game, feel free to join me. Definitely. Let's see. Where are we? Where am I? Yes, I've gone way past. Do I want to meet that? No, I don't want to meet. I don't want to meet a stranger just now. I want to sell my turkey. So let's get back to Strawberry. Something else in this game that I really appreciate is the attention to detail when it comes to conversations, even the smallest of conversations with NPCs. So the first time I went to Strawberry, oh actually my horse isn't happy. I'm gonna have to feed my horse, I think. Let's see. Give him a cracker. There you go, some oatcakes. That's better. Oh, actually, sorry, very briefly, that's something else I love about this game is the fact that the horse will react to predators. So there's been more than one occasion when I haven't seen a snake or, you know, some maybe some wolves or something in the bushes, and the horse has alerted me, and that feels very, very real. You know, that's really cool. But anyway, the first time I went to Strawberry, I bumped into someone who was lost, and actually, let's put Strawberry as a waypoint on the map, just so I don't ride past. Oh, I'm going straight to it. There we go. That's fine. Someone who was lost, and I guided them back to town. You know, guided them into Strawberry, and the guy said something like, "Strawberry has the mayor is a bit strange. Sort of keep your eye on him, that kind of thing." And I took him at face value. I took that as being a mission almost. So I did. I started just watching the mayor of Strawberry for a while, and what I like about it is actually there was nothing weird about the mayor of Strawberry. In fact, there's a guy who did something similar to me, but took it to extremes. He wrote a whole blog post about it. I'll put a link below if you want to read it, where he monitored the mayor of Strawberry, his daily routine, got to know where he'd be and when he'd be there. Let's see. There we go. He ended up kidnapping the mayor. He at one point killed the mayor to figure out more about him. And yes, the mayor of Strawberry does have. Oh shoot! Sorry. The mayor does have some hidden character detail and depth in a document that he's carrying. But unless you shoot the mayor and go through his pockets, you're never going to know that. And that's really cool. It's really cool that let's take the turkey. There we go. That this game is so detailed that even a throwaway conversation can be rewarded if you go down that road, but also more to the point, people, myself included, presume that must be meaningful. The world feels so dense that you want to follow up on those conversations. So sell. So we sell good turkey carcass. There we go. 60 cents?
Seems I buy this near every day.
Oh, stop complaining, man. You haven't got to go and find that turkey yourself, have you?
Thanks for your assistance.
Let's see. Buy a newspaper? I must already have that one. Okay, fair enough. So Strawberry, not only is it an interesting name for a town, but also I think there's, in addition to the mayor, I think there's some other interesting, weird things going on here. Because it seems like quite a nice, almost feels like an alpine town. If it was in Europe, it would be like an alpine village, you know? But in the jail, for example, so next to the jail, you've got this very prominent hangman's platform. Series of nooses there, waiting to be used. And in the jail downstairs, there's the sheriff. Just going to go inside.
Can I help you?
Well,
You've got some real sand from back here. I got my eye on you.
why have you got the eye on me?
I've seen worse.
I haven't done anything.
Thanks.
I love this place. But hell, folk here can get under a man's skin.
Fair enough. Anyway, downstairs, they've got some prisoners locked up who I can't help but think didn't necessarily do the most heinous of crimes, and it just feels a little bit like maybe there's some overly zealous police forcing going on in conjunction with the mayor that keeps this town quite nice, but also, you know, let's say it keeps the Undertaker busy. Well, that's just what I'm getting from it anyway so far. And really, these are the two main towns that I've visited so far. I've popped a little bit over to Blackwater, a city that that you can't really go in at the moment for reasons that I won't go into. And I've just been exploring the landscape, hunting, fishing, having conversations, and having random story beats unfold. Oh, who's this guy? Done enough harm here? What harm have I done? Don't understand that. Okay, let's end on one final thing in this place. There's one guy who kind of bothers me. Let's see if we can... Oh, he's not out because it's the morning. Okay. Tell you what, let's camp for a bit then. So can we camp outside? Can we camp here? No, we can't camp here. Let's camp just outside of town and then come into Strawberry. I want to show you one NPC, one guy who's hilarious and boring as all hell. Can't camp here. Bit further outside of town. There we go. So let's camp here. This is a slight problem though in terms of camping, is that the game will pick somewhere for you to camp that can be quite far from where you decided to camp. That does slightly upset me, although this is an opportunity to do some cooking. So very quickly let's do some cooking. Playing big game, let's cook some of that, shall we? So you put some on your knife, hold it over the fire. When it's cooked, you can either eat it or you can stow it. I'm going to stow that, I think. There we go. And for now, that's me done. I think I might sleep. Sleep in the bedroll. Till morning. No, till noon. There we go. There we go. Tie down camp. Oh, there's been a journal entry. What was my journal entry, I wonder? Let's have a look at my journal. Okay. Ah, found some time. Fair enough. Found some time to draw some time. Yay! Anyway. Oh, the horse is pooing again. More horse poo. But yeah, it's stuff like the horse poo and the, you know, the now infamous joke about the horse testicles shrinking. Little details. They're everywhere. So, anyway, where... Come on, Strawberry, where are you? You see? I'm nowhere near where I thought I was. So I think I got to that farm and decided to camp, so okay. Here he is. One of my favourite / least favourite characters in the game.
Philosophical point, and it's quite an important one. Blessed are the widowmakers.
The Widowmakers.
For they shall make widows, and speak in the tongue of angels.
What?
I think.
He's he's a little less than standard in terms of you know, your reverence. Let's see, greet.
Rejoice one,
Oh.
rejoice all, for we are saved. For I am saved, and
to service like me. Join me in paradise. Right here. Right now. This can be paradise. In fact, it is.
What? Yeah. What a guy. Let's greet him, shall we?
Warner?
Hello again. Ready for salvation? Remember, it's follow me, and together we will find paradise and eternity.
I think maybe I'm looking for a different salvation than that.
Well, beggars can't be choosers.
No, but I'll try my luck elsewhere. You know what I mean. Good luck.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a real pleasure exploring a little bit of this world and crucially why I adore it. As ever, until next time, do take care.
I'd appreciate
Bye-bye.
a little more room here.